What is going on, guys? DBG here. In this video, we are going to be doing another tier list in NBA 2K20 My Team. So at the end of last month, I said I was going to pretty much do this from now on, because a lot of you guys were asking for me to kind of do updates to all the point guard tier lists every 2 weeks, and I honestly think that 2 weeks is too little time to do like a whole new set of positions. What I will be doing is, instead, for the first week of every month, I'm going to be doing obviously point guards, 2 guards, small forwards, power forward, centers, each position, and then on in the middle of the month, I'm going to be doing the best overall players tier list as well as the best budget players tier list. So, guys, if you guys want to see the best budget tier list tomorrow, if we can hit 1,000 likes on this video, I will do that tomorrow. If not, I will have it up on Monday. But anyway, so we've got a bunch of opals started off, then we're going to go into some of the pink diamonds and lower, but again, I'm just going to give a disclaimer. This is all my opinion. This is 100% my opinion. If you disagree, that is completely fine, because not everyone plays great with the exact same players. These guys suit my play style, and I have tried to watch some of the best players around. I do watch a lot of streams of the best players in the world, just basically to try to get better at the game, see what they're doing. And I honestly base some of my rankings on the way they play as well. But anyway, starting off with Vince, who I'm going without doubt putting him into S tier. So Vince Carter has got an unreal 3-point shot. He's got Hall of Fame limitless range. He's got an elite handle. He's quick. He can dunk. I'm pretty sure he's got a 99 dunk. He's an unbelievable defender. He's got Hall of Fame clamps. And I'm just saying, Vince Carter, absolutely exceptional. There is no question about it that Vince is absolutely exceptional in NBA 2K20 My Team. And obviously for that reason, he is up there in S tier as one of the best cards in the game. Next up is Michael Jordan, and I'm not a fan of this card, but at the same time, I can't deny that he is arguably the best defense card in the game. I'm pretty sure he's got 99 lateral quickness, and is it like 98 or 99 perimeter defense? His stats are like almost perfect. He's got like 94 3 ball. His dunk is unbelievable. Great defense, great post fadeaway as well. So while a couple of games I've played with him, he has not done great. I can't really not put him in elite tier because, again, he is Michael Jordan, can do pretty much everything. Then we have got Shaq, who I'm going to put him, he's not quite going to go into D tier, but again, like, there's no card on this list that's bad per se. It's just, this list is the best of the best, and in terms of the best of the best, Shaq is either near the bottom or bottom tier. The crazy thing is that, again, Amethyst Shaq is going to give you like 95% of what Pink Diamond Shaq gives you. Amethyst Shaq is fantastic, by the way, lads. I'm just saying that. Shaq is an elite rim protecting big. He's strong. He's actually probably the most effective player in the game at guarding Giannis, in my opinion, apart from Giannis himself. Can bully people inside, but again, no jump shot means that, especially when you look at the best of the best, I cannot put him any higher than that. And we have got Dwayne Wade. I'm putting Wade in A tier. Oh, well, yeah, A tier. I was considering putting him down lower, down the lower tier, but no, I'm going to put him into A tier. Dwayne Wade shoots the ball really well. He's got quick draw. He's got a really good release. He dunks really well. He plays defense. He does absolutely everything. I'm not the biggest fan of his release, but again, like, you can't really complain too much about it. Like, it is a good release. I'm just not very good because how quick it is. When you have his release down, he's definitely one of the best point guys in the game. Tony Parker is going down into B tier. I'm telling you guys right now, like, Tony is still really good, but again, in terms of best of the best, a not great dunker, fantastic shooter, fantastic release. I think he's got basically Dwayne Wade's release, except he's got gold. Quick draw instead of Hall of Fame quick draw. Is super fast. Again, he's 6'2", his height, and the fact that the behind the back dribble was patched means he's nowhere near as good as he was pre-patch. For that one day he was out pre-patch. But yeah, so Tony Parker is a really good card. In terms of the best, I'm going to put him middle tier. Crazy thing is that, like, Steve Nash has got equally as good stats and better Hall of Fame badges. So yeah, that is why he's not in A or S tier. Brandon Roy, S tier. S tier, yeah. So he's got an unbelievable jump shot. He's got he's super quick. He dunks really well. He's unbelievable on defense. again, he's basically a perfect card. To be fair, like minus Shaq, all of these guys are almost perfect cards, but you're looking at a little bit lack of height in Tony Parker, and I'm not the biggest fan of Wade's release, which keeps him off S tier. But all these cards are going to be really good. Next, we have got Anthony Davis, who I'm putting into A tier. So Anthony Davis is really quick. He's got clamps. He can lock down players. He rebounds well. He shoots the ball fantastic. He's got range extender. Again, does pretty much everything you can ask for a center, except for the fact he's 6'10". So like if he was 7, if obviously it's Anthony Davis, you can't just make him grow 2 inches. But if Anthony Davis did happen to be 7 foot tall, you'd be probably looking at S tier. In fact, he is a bit undersized for center and isn't that overpowered at power forward. I'm going to put him in A tier for now. Also going into A tier is Magic Johnson. So Magic Johnson, super quick. Dunks really well, fantastic passer, decent enough shooter when he's wide open. He's actually a good post game. Is a massive mismatch for point guards. Problem is that, again, like to be in S tier, you've got to have everything. You got to have absolutely everything, and he doesn't have range extender. Eventually, when we do get a range extender, Magic Johnson, that card will be absolutely elite. But at the same time, might be outclassed, because by the time we get range extender Magic Johnson, there's a possibility we have point guard Giannis, or point guard range extender Giannis, or maybe even point guard T-Mac. So, I don't know. For now, Magic A tier. Mark Eaton is going to go into Shaq tier. I think Mark Eaton's not bad. I think he's probably the worst opal that you can buy in the auction house. Like that would be, I think that's, not worst opal you can buy in the auction house, worst opal that you can't evolve. I think that's definitely a decent statement between him and probably Dominique. But Eaton he can't really shoot the ball. 7'4", good on defense, blocks shots quite well. Does kind of everything the same as Shaq, except Shaq's faster, but obviously 3 inches smaller. So Eaton's good, definitely deserves a spot in the best tier list, but not spectacular. Julius Erving is gonna put him into C tier, because again, he's got no range extender, and unlike someone like Magic Johnson, who's a huge like mismatch problem. Like Magic Johnson is a mismatch problem for point guards. If he was say 6'5", he'd be down here in B tier. I'm gonna put Dr. J in C tier. He can run really fast, he dunks really well, but is not the greatest shooter from deep. However, when he is wide open from normal range, he's money, so hence he's going to be ahead of probably one of the opals. Arvydas Sabonis, I've only used him once, but he's just slow. Like Sabonis can do everything. He shoots the ball really well. He's got an unbelievable post game. He's got range extender. He's actually got Hall of Fame dimer, which is unreal. He can do almost everything. He's 7'3". He's just slow. Does not defend the pick and roll very well, and for that reason, he is going right here into B tier. Dominique, I know I had previously said that I think that Eaton is better than Dominique, or Dominique's better than Eaton, but I don't know. I think Dominique is the more I use Eaton, the more I think he's okay, and the more I've used Dominique, the more I'm like, ugh, maybe he's not great. So I'm gonna put Dominique down here into D tier. Keep Eaton 1 tier up. So that's our first D tier player. And Penny Hardaway. A tier. Yeah. Basically, Magic Johnson without the post game, except he can shoot the ball from deep. So he's got different strengths to Magic. He's actually a little bit slower and a little worse laterally, or with lateral quickness, but he is still a fairly elite card. And also going into A tier is Grant Hill. Really, really good player in this game. I think I'm going to have to start overlapping, because I think a lot of these players in A tier I think there's going to be a lot more players in A tier. So overlapping Grant Hill right there. Again, these two guys are both really, really good cards in my team. So I'd say you can definitely argue that they're going to, for some people anyway, they're going to be an S tier, and for some people they're going to be a bit lower, but going to go A tier. D-Rob, also going to go A tier. The reason why D-Rob's not S tier, and I'm not even sure, I don't think I'm going to put a center in S tier, to be honest, is because he does everything well. 7'1", rebounds well, he's fast, great defender. The problem with D-Rob is he has steady shooter, which means he just randomly misses shots. And the fact, like, I still can't believe there are people that argue steady shooters go badge, when they actually, for Opal Dwayne Wade, they literally took steady shooter off him. He had Hall of Fame steady shooter, and they just got rid of it. He went from Hall of Fame to nothing when they were trying to make the card better. So if 2K even realized that getting rid of the badge makes the card better, it's definitely a disadvantage. So S tier, I'm going to put in LeBron James. So LeBron James, an elite point guard, handles the ball well, super strong, attacks the basket. Well, it's a LeBron James point guard card. I don't know what more there is to say. We expected it. We didn't expect it this early, but he's just a freakishly good card, and again, can play point guard. Ray Allen, this is a tough one. I'm gonna put Ray Allen in B tier. Or in A tier. He'd be one of the higher players in A tier without question. But I don't think he's quite as good as any of these three guys. I don't want to put 4 small forwards or 2 guards / small forwards into the same tier. So I'm going to put these guys in as I think they're the top 3. And then Ray Allen is that little bit below. Then we have got Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap, C tier. I like Millsap. I really do like Paul Millsap. I just think that in terms of the best of the best, doesn't really belong much higher than C tier. So he can shoot the ball, he can handle the ball, he can play great defense, he's decent height, he can do pretty much everything, but again, not quite as good as these guys above him. Jeremy Lin, obviously this is Pink Diamond Jeremy Lin, B tier. B tier for Pink Diamond Lin. So Lin, when he gets Pink Diamond, pretty much gets Hall of Fame quick first step, Hall of Fame clamps, Hall of Fame floor general, Hall of Fame dimer, Hall of Fame range extender, and he is like, in my opinion, he's equal to Tony Parker. He's unbelievable. Like, even at 93 diamond, Lin's incredible. At 95, he's exceptional. And at 97, he is unbelievable. And not even that hard in Evo. I would not be surprised if he's the very last Spotlight player there is, unfortunately, with the way that it's been 2 weeks. And it's looking like we're not even going to get a Spotlight series next week. Because more than likely, we will get a Prime set next week. But, yeah, if this is the very last Spotlight, at least we ended it on a positive with Jeremy Lin. Kristaps Porzingis gonna go into B tier as well. I can't really justify putting Porzingis ahead of Sabonis, even though I actually have preferred Porzingis. They're both the same height, they both block shots. Porzingis with his goal range extender, well, it's the same as Sabonis, but I think Porzingis' release is nicer. Fantastic shooter, really good height, an elite defender. Not great at guarding the pick and roll, which is a big negative. Because again, if your big man can't come up in the pick and roll, especially if you're running someone like Magic Johnson, Ben Simmons or Penny at point guard, you can literally switch pick and rolls. So the fact that you can't do that at all with Porzingis means I can't really justify putting him higher in B tier, but he can be a fantastic offensive player. Then we got Hakeem Olajuwon, who I'm going to put him into B tier as well. So he's basically like a slightly worse version of D-Rab, or a slightly slower Shaq, but he can shoot the ball. Shooting the ball is very, very important. He hits open jump shots. He's a fantastic defender. I'm pretty sure he's got clamps. He's got good lateral quickness, and he's just an unbelievable card. DeMar DeRozan. C tier. No. Do I put him in C or B? I'm going to put him in B tier for now. Again, shoots the ball well. He's almost a perfect card. Again, like, he shoots it well. He handles it well. He's got a good release. Got the ability to burn people, dunks on everybody. Yeah, he's a good card. He is a really good card. Bill Russell. If I was to put any center in S tier, it would probably be Bill Russell, but I'm gonna put him into A tier as well. Super fast, super good defender. Again, a little bit lacking in height, just like Anthony Davis. And while he shouldn't be as good as AD because of AD's like speed and his extra bit of range, I think he's probably got a better release than Davis. I put it in a close one. I'd put maybe Davis ahead of Bill Russell for my playstyle, but again, Bill Russell's fantastic. Then we're going to put in Lamar Odom into A tier. Lamar Odom is the only base 11 player, as far as I know, as of right now, that's on his list. Odom has got an elite handle, shoots the ball really well, the best snatchback 3-point shooter in the game. He's 6'10", so he's got good height. And like, if you guys even watched my last gameplay with Miles Bridges, it was Lamar Odom that was carrying me. Still on my God squad. On PC, and I have LeBron James, I have Jordan, I have Vince Carter, I have Anthony Davis, I basically every really good player that you can buy. I have Porzingis and stuff, but Lamar Odom still is in the squad and playing a major role. So Lamar Odom going into A tier right here. Tim Duncan, I'm gonna put him in C tier. Tim Duncan can shoot, don't get me wrong, he can shoot. Not a great shooter, but he can shoot. 6'11". He's a decent defender. The problem is that his release is just so slow. And while a lot of people do use Duncan, I just never liked the card even from the start, and I cannot justify putting him above C tier. He's not awful. Like, he's definitely not D tier, but definitely not any higher than this in my opinion. He's not as good as Hakeem. Then we have got Miles Bridges, who is just an all-around god. Like 6'6" can only play small forward. That is the one downside to this card. That is literally the one downside, is he might be a little bit small for his position, but that's it. That is literally it. He can handle, he can shoot. I think he's got like 2 stats under 80, and it's like post hook, or 1 stat under 80 is post hook, which is like 79, which doesn't matter at all. He's an elite defender. He's got goal clamps. He's a Hall of Fame quick first step. Got range extender. Got a great release. And literally do everything. And for his price, maybe one of the best value cards in the game. Then we have got Zion. I think Zion is very comparable to Miles Bridges, just very, very slightly worse. So I'm going to put him in C tier. They're both 6'6" guys that can really only play the 3 because I'm really not playing either of them at power forward. And I was looking at the stats, and Zion is basically Miles Bridges with less Hall of Fame badges and slightly worse stats. I mean, Miles Bridges literally is the exact same thing as Zion, just better. And I'm guessing the 2K probably, like Miles Bridges is 25 intangibles as well, which means he's like a hidden opal. I actually think that 2K probably expected Zion to win MVP, and they were going to release this card as a 97 overall Zion. But then they were like, oh crap, we can't really give Miles Bridges a pink diamond card, so let's just give him a 95 overall card and give him Zion stats. Like, that is literally the only explanation. Like, both left-handed, both 6'6", like, it is a Zion clone, but better than Zion. Jimmy Butler is going into A tier. Jimmy Butler's got elite defense. He can shoot the ball, dunks really well, he does everything well. Like, I think he's better than the likes of Grant Hill and stuff, and one of the best wings in the game, and actually really good value. Don't know what his price is now, but there were stages yesterday and the day before he was like 50k. Antoine Walker going to C tier or B tier? Yeah, B tier. Got clamps, again, is going to be really good as like a mobile power forward. Shoots the ball really well, got a great release, got range extender as well, dunks well, and is just, again, another absolutely fantastic card in this game. Kawhi Leonard is going A tier. Kawhi shoots it well, is a locked in defender. He's basically, the crazy thing is, he's basically Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler has got better badges. Like, Jimmy is quick first step, Kawhi doesn't. The stats are very even, but in my opinion, Kawhi just has a better release. Kawhi is one of the easiest releases in the game to green, so for that reason, I'm putting him in A tier. Also going into A tier is Larry Bird. So, Larry Bird, again, can do pretty much everything. One of the best releases in the game. He's got Hall of Fame clamps, can lock people down, can play at the power forward position. And if you guys like small ball fours, I don't know who's better in Larry Bird and Lamar Odom, but you guys like small ball fours, you can't go wrong with either of them. Apart from obviously Giannis, who's the best of them. Then we have got J.R. Smith. A lot of people like this card. I'm putting him in B tier, and I'm going to explain why now. His stamina is awful. He gets Gatorade symbol with a minute to go in the first quarter in a lot of games I play him. And when he's got Gatorade symbol, while stamina is not the biggest deal in the world, if you guys are running with an absolutely elite team and he's out there with Gatorade symbol, it's going to be kind of tough because he's not going to be able to guard anybody. But either way, a really, really fantastic card, and definitely deserves a spot on the list and somewhere in the middle. Like, again, there's only not even 20 players ahead of him, so he is an elite card, but again, I would take all of these guys over running with J.R. Smith. Next, we've got Richard Jefferson, who I'm going to put into B tier as well. Some people are going to have him lower, but again, like, stats-wise, he's got some of the best stats in the game. Shooting-wise, shoots the lights out. A lot of people don't like his kind of catapult release, but I've gotten used to it, and I actually do think it's fine. He has a spot in my squad for my No Money Spent squad, and he's doing well, doing really well. Again, not quite as good as any of these guys, but pretty good. I'd actually even half consider moving Grant Hill down, but no, I'll keep Grant Hill in A tier because Jefferson is very similar to Grant Hill. I don't know which one I prefer, to be honest. Then T-Mac, I don't think there's any question. T-Mac is an S tier player. So I know I only said I wanted 3 small forwards / 2 guards. Completely forgot T-Mac existed, to be honest. In my opinion, again, these 4 guys are definitely better than Ray Allen. Ray Allen's really good, though. He is really, really good. But with the fact that Wade exists, like, I said that Ray Allen, in my opinion, was not a top 5 player that can play at the 2 guard position. And you guys call me crazy. In my opinion, my top 5 are the 4 I have up here and Kawhi Leonard. Like, that is literally my top 5 for who can play at the 2. I don't have Ray Allen in that top 5. So next we have got James Worthy. Not gonna lie, there are players I probably could have put on this list, but I wanted someone that I knew was a guarantee for D tier that people still use and is really high overall and really expensive, and that is James Worthy. there are still people that use James Worthy. I understand if you have him if you're going for Giannis, but there are still people that use him in their normal squad. This card is not good at all. Give me Lance Stevenson over him, who's not on this list. Give me Hito, who's not on this list, over him. There are so many players not on this list that are better than James Worthy. But I had to put him there because I didn't want D tier to be blank. That's basically why he's on this list. Giannis is up here in S tier. Obviously, it's Giannis. If you guys have used Giannis, you know how good Giannis is. Shoots the ball moderately well, but again, he's got the fancy footwork badge. You press square and he hop steps from the free throw line pretty much. Shoots the ball well, in my opinion. Elite defender, maybe the best defender in the game. Block shots, one of the best rebounders in the game. Just straight up, like, I'd say Giannis still is the best card in this game. And we got Simmons, who I'm going to put into A tier. So Simmons basically is a 3-point shot away from being absolutely elite. He's like a worse Giannis, but he can play the point guard position and just abuse people. I don't think he's probably the best point guard in the game because we now have LeBron who can play point guard. We now have Magic Johnson. So now we have counters for Simmons. So his lack of shooting is going to be used against him. But there was a stage where there was no counters. So even though he couldn't shoot, you were kind of screwed. Which is why you used to see everyone running with Penny Hardaway in the 250k. Because it was their only way of matching up to Simmons. Then we've got Paul George, who I'm going to put him in C tier. Yeah, he's a decent shooter. He's got range extender. He can hit shots and guard people. He's got clamps as well. He's just outdated. Like, this card was out at the very start of the year. He's just outdated. Really good card, outdated. He only has silver quick for a step, and his stats are kind of average by today's standard. Again, really good card. Just at this stage in the game, he's outdated. Dame Lillard. I'm not the biggest fan of Lillard, but I gotta put him in B tier because there is no reason. Like, he's basically Jeremy Lin 2.0. He's basically almost equivalent of Tony Parker with a dunk. So I can't not put him in B tier. But is really good. And I'm not sure what players I do and don't have, but I'm not sure if I have Gilbert Arenas, but Gilbert Arenas is the exact same tier as Lillard, because again, I think the only difference for that is preference. I prefer Arenas, but Lillard, D-Rose, and all of them are basically the same. So D-Rose, Lillard, I'm going to just literally put these almost on top of each other, because D-Rose, Lillard, Baron Davis, Gilbert Arenas, Terrence Davis, a bunch of cards, they're almost exactly the same as each other. And then I'm going to put Carmelo Anthony in B tier for one reason only. He's got steady shooter. So the steady shooter badge, again, makes him miss a lot more open shots, and he's one of the few players on this list with steady shooter. But anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. I know for a fact I've forgotten players. I've forgotten Steve Nash, who I would put probably C tier, maybe B tier. I've forgotten so many others. To be honest, I'd put Lance Stevenson in C tier if I was making this again. But again, both of those guys, depending on the price of Steve Nash right now, if he's as cheap as he was yesterday, may appear on the budget player list tomorrow. But in my opinion, overall, you've got most of the best cards in the game here. I think you're looking at the top 6 players in the game up there in S tier anyway, and we've got the vast majority of the best players. It's too hard to come up with to not forget players in this type of list, so again, I probably have. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.